So let's start this video off with some very exciting news. I can finally breathe again. It's been a while since I've actually been able to breathe through both nostrils and not cough at the same time, so that is great news for everyone. You're probably going to be able to understand me, maybe not completely, but definitely a lot better. So today I thought I would do a minimal makeup look for you because I don't know about you guys, but personally, throughout December I just wear so much makeup on my face. There's Christmas and New Year's and I just feel like I'm constantly wearing a lot of makeup. So when it comes to January, I kind of just want to put all the makeup away. I definitely have quite a few no makeup days at all where I just won't touch the stuff, but I still kind of like to wear a little bit of makeup to make me look a little bit more alive. And as you can probably tell, my skin isn't in the greatest shape at the moment, and I'm sure there's so many of you with me on this because during Christmas I just eat everything. I eat all the chocolate, all the cheese, all the things that make my skin freak out. So I kind of want to cover that up and make myself look a bit more presentable but still not really look like I'm wearing anything at all. So I thought I would show you how I do that. And as we are in January and December has been a very spendy month, I thought I would do a drugstore kind of budget friendly version of this. So I have all my favourite bits from the drugstore here. I think there's definitely two ways to approach a minimal makeup look. You can either go the way of just wearing absolutely as little product as you possibly can manage, so maybe just a bit of concealer and a bit of mascara and you're done, and I think that's a great way to do it. And then there's also the approach of still wearing makeup and all the different makeup products but just wearing them in a much more natural and subtle way. So that is what I'm going to do today. So some days I will just reach straight for concealer and other days I feel like I need a bit of a base all over, just something to even my skin out, and today is one of those days. So I'm going to use a foundation. This is one of my favourite drugstore ones. It's the L'Oreal True Match foundation, but instead of just using that on its own, I'm actually going to blend it in with a little bit of my normal everyday moisturiser. So I'm just going to take a little squirt of moisturiser and then do a pump or so of the foundation and kind of just mix it together. And this way you're kind of creating your own tinted moisturiser. You could just go straight for tinted moisturiser, but personally I haven't yet found one in the drugstore that I'm a fan of, so this is my solution for that. And then with a really light hand I'm just going to pretty much work in as I would do a skincare product. So this way you're getting a really even, natural, very thin finish, and it looks like your skin is a little bit more perfected, but it doesn't feel like you're wearing something anywhere near as heavy as a foundation. So once I've worked all that in, I'll move on to concealer. My favourite for this from the drugstore is Rimmel's Match Perfection. I've talked about this one loads recently. It just does such a good job of covering and concealing, but it's also super moisturising. I mainly kind of stick to this under my eyes just because I find it works really nicely for covering dark circles, but I'll also put a little bit of it around my face where I have blemishes to cover, and there's quite a lot of that today. I'm not going to go for completely perfect skin just because I don't really feel like I need it. This is just an everyday makeup, nothing fancy, so I don't mind if there's a few kind of red bits and blemishes poking through. So I'm not going to powder that, I'm going to leave it quite natural and quite glowy, but I am going to put some colour back into my face. So for that I'm using the Rimmel Santa Rose blusher. This is always my blusher pick for a minimal makeup because it's kind of quite warm tones, so you can use it as a blusher and a bronzer. Sometimes when I wear just a blusher on its own, a very pinky based one, it doesn't really do a lot for me, but this one kind of warms up my face and I can take it on my temple and just kind of everywhere that I need a little bit more colour. For brows, of course, it's just my normal Soap & Glory Archery pencil. I have a new one of these so you can actually see the label. And I don't really tend to change my brows when I do a more minimal makeup. I'll probably go slightly lighter, but the general shape tends to stay the same. Because I like a bold brow, I don't really like to compromise on the brows. Having a new one of these pencils definitely makes a difference. It's a lot harder. I think the older they get, the more you use them, they tend to get a bit creamier and slightly harder to work with. So I think having a new one every so often is a good idea because this is just going on super easy. So that is a whole lot of eyebrow, but I am more than happy with that. So for my eyes, I would sometimes just go for mascara on its own, very simple, but I kind of want to use a little bit of eyeshadow just to brighten things up because my eyes are looking a bit tired at the moment. And I actually found these recently. They're from Bourjois. I'm not sure if they're new or they've just changed the packaging, but they looked really fun. They're just little single eyeshadows and I thought the colours of these were really pretty. So I'm going to use this lighter shade all over my lid. It's got a slight shimmer in it, but it's definitely not super sparkly, so it's a nice kind of subtle everyday shade. And then the taupey shade I'm going to just blend kind of slightly into the outer corner of my eye, a little bit into the crease as well. It's a very subtle colour, it's very soft and it's not particularly pigmented, but I think it makes for a really nice subtle sort of look if you are doing a minimal makeup. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. This is actually a slightly different one. It's I think it's just the regular telescopic. I picked this up yesterday and I thought I would give it a go and see if it's as good as the extra black one. It's actually very similar. I don't really see much of a difference. It's probably not quite as intensely pigmented, so it's not quite as black, but I think having just a slightly softer mascara colour is probably nicer when you're not wearing a whole lot of makeup. I'm such a convert to this mascara, I really don't see myself ever using anything different. And then I'm also going to put that on my lower lashes as well. Okay, we are speeding through this. It's really quite a simple, very easy 5-minute makeup, so great if you don't have much time in the morning. So all that's left is lipstick. I've actually got one of these Revlon matte balms. I love these things. I haven't used one for ages, but I saw this colour and I just really wanted to pick it up. It's quite a neutral browny sort of peachy shade. I'm not much of a fan of very pale neutral shades and very nudie tones, so when I go for a very natural everyday lip, I do like to have a little bit more colour in it than usual. So let's see how this looks. It basically is just the same shade as my lips, but I'm more than happy with that. I think it's a very nice, very subtle lip colour. So that is my everyday minimal makeup. Super simple and easy, and it really isn't going to make much of a dent in your bank account. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you do give this a go and recreate it, please tweet me at iCovertthee. All my Twitter handles and social media handles are always the same. It's just at iCovertthee. So thank you so much for watching. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all soon. Bye!